Hello, welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I try to talk to people from all across the country about cool things you could do right here in New Mexico. On this week's show,
so many gifts for dogs, cats, and those smaller breeds too.
I see this. I'm a little confused. So what exactly is lasagna love?
Well, it's about lasagna.
All right here on New Mexico Rising. The first person in the United States has just received the world's first dual-chamber leadless pacemaker system. Pacemakers are designed to treat slow or abnormal heart rhythms. This innovation, made by Abbott, is roughly 1/10 of the size of a traditional pacemaker, and for the first time, it allows two chambers of the heart to communicate with each other wirelessly. Dr. Rajesh Banker, a clinical cardiac electrophysiologist at Hoag Memorial Hospital Presbyterian, joins us this morning to talk about this game-changing technology. Welcome to the show, Dr. Banker.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Dan. I'm excited to talk to your viewers in Albuquerque about this new technology.
Can you tell us about this new technology and why is it like such a game changer?
Well, it's huge, right? We haven't had any major advancements in pacemaker technology for over 50 years. You can imagine our world 50 years ago. We had telephones attached via a wire to the wall with a rotary telephone handset. So nowadays, we can't imagine living our lives without the cellular miniaturized telephone that we have in our pockets. This is that kind of advancement in pacemaker technology.
So how do these dual chamber pacemakers actually work?
So these devices are essentially miniaturized cylinders. You're going to see this right here. They're very small, size of a large pill, that we're going to feed through the veins into the heart, one in the top chambers, one in the bottom chambers. And they're going to communicate on a beat-to-beat basis, a heartbeat-to-heartbeat basis via something called eye-to-eye technology. Right? And they're able to talk to each other and monitor the heart's own rhythm. And if it ever detects that the heart rhythm is too slow or if it's abnormal, it can bring it back to a normal level and allow the patient to live their life.
So what makes this different from like traditional pacemakers?
So, great question. There's so many differences, but just to boil it down to a top three. Now, traditional transvenous pacemakers have these huge wires attached to them, multiples of these with a box that we would surgically implant in the chest. Now, with these new devices that are so small and don't have wires, because we've taken the wire component out, the majority of the complications that we saw with those traditional devices disappear, right? So the wires themselves will get infected, the wires would break and have to be replaced, and the wires would block up the veins in which they would travel to get to the heart. Now, those wires don't exist, and these complications have disappeared with it. In addition, the actual implant itself is far more simplified and easier for the patient to undergo. We've thread these new devices through the vein into the heart, and there's no external evidence that the patient has a pacemaker. So there's no surgical pocket that we had to create. There's no digging through and creating a pocket here, running the wires down into the heart. So with that comes a vastly simplified and improved recovery. That recovery, as opposed to the old devices, the traditional transvenous devices, which would involve, surgical pocket pain that would have to resolve, in addition to some arm restrictions that we'd have the patient do. With these new devices, we ask the patient, typically leaves by the next day or even that same day from the hospital, 1 week of no heavy lifting or exercise, and then they get to resume all of their normal activities.
So what does this mean for people that like need pacemakers?
To give life to the answer to that question, I'm going to tell you about a patient of mine, Jerry. Now, Jerry was an avid pickleball player, avid golfer, and he noticed over the last year that he couldn't do the things that he wanted to do. In fact, leaving the house with any exertion would leave him breathless and tired for the day. We found through diagnostic testing that it was due to an abnormally slow heartbeat. He was a great candidate for the dual chamber leadless pacemaker clinical trial that we were running at Hoag Hospital. We gave it to him via that trial. We were able to put it in through the veins, a very quick, easy procedure for Jerry. He was able to leave the next morning. We cut his stitch. 1 week later, he's back to playing pickleball and golfing, and all of his normal, usual, happy activities in sunny California.
Well, Dr. Banker, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information?
And the best resource is going to be your primary care doctor or your cardiologist. If you are a candidate for the pacemaker, they can talk to you about the new options. The good news is that 80% of people who actually need a pacemaker are also candidates for this new dual chamber leadless system.
Well, thank you, Dr. Baker.
Thank you. I wish all of your viewers over in Albuquerque a happy, healthy holiday season.
You know, starting school can be kind of a big step for kids and their families. That's where Day One is Fun comes in. It's a brand new book by Illustrator Daniel Wiseman and Rob Bieschke of Kiddie Academy. They've kind of joined forces to help ease those first day nerves and make that transition a little smoother for everyone. Welcome to the show, you two.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, so why does the end of child care federal funding matter for everyone, you think?
Well, it matters because we know that the first 5 years of a child's life are the most important. And it's definitely going to have an impact on us as providers and on families. But you can rest assured that Kiddie Academy is always going to be there to provide high quality educational childcare, and that we are advocating the state and federal government to provide more of that care, that quality care, to more families and children. So, you know, that first 5 years is always going to be the most impactful, and we really need to get our children out on the right foot as they enter the world.
So why are child care centers like integral for families?
Well, child care centers are the place where that, the parent is dropping their child off with you to maybe get socialization or to make friends and learn sharing. But more than that, it's where they can flourish as an individual. Our Life Essentials curriculum tailors all of our activities to specific individual needs. And what it does is it makes the children feel like they're part of a bigger community, not only in their classroom, but in the whole, in society. So, you know, at Kiddie Academy, we believe that community begins here. And we know that when we instill curiosity and confidence in children, that they are going to become lifelong learners.
How common is anxiety for children and parents, like for that first day of school?
Well, it's super common for both. We know that the children are experiencing this for the first time, and sometimes the parent is as well. So it's incumbent upon us as educators here at Kiddie Academy to make sure that the children feel a sense of belonging, that they read Day One is Fun with their parents at home, because it's going to be able to sequence that day for them. It's going to show them, give the child the ability to anticipate what activities they might encounter. And it allows the child to ask questions with their parent or guardian about how their day is going to go, who their teacher is, if they're going to make friends. So it quells that anxiety, and it allows the child to be excited about their first day of school rather than fearful.
All right, tell us about the book, Day One is Fun. How can it help parents and children together?
It's a book that, as a parent myself, it's a book that I kind of wish I had. Now I do have it, to help my children with their school anxiety and that real fear of the unknown that comes along with starting a new school or starting school in general. I have a kindergartner this year who, even something as simple as, well, in preschool, I went to school for 3 hours and now I have to be there for 7. And I didn't know that. And that made him not want to go at all. And so I eventually had to bribe him, but he, he's gotten over it. But it's really a special book to be able to sit down and read that with them and help them know what to anticipate, as Rob said.
So why is reading essential for helping children with emotional health and kind of getting school ready?
Well, we know that reading allows children to experience the world, right? So as a matter of fact, it's National Family Literacy Month this month. And so we know that when children are engrossed in reading, when they see themselves in the books that they read, I always like to use this quote that literature should be both a mirror and a window. And so when the children can see themselves reflected back at them in the literature that they read or that is read to them, they get to see themselves as unique individuals. And when they use the window aspect of it, they get to see into the lives of someone else, and they get to realize that they are a unique individual amongst unique individuals with different perspectives. And so bringing that high quality children's literature into the classroom allows them to have a better sense of self.
Daniel, Rob, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information and maybe even pick up a copy of this book?
Yeah, so you can go to kiddieacademy.com, and you're going to go up to the top of your screen and click on Find an Academy near you. and you're going to put in your zip code. And once you do that, a map will populate with all of the Kiddie Academies around you. You can give them a call, you can email them, and just to book a tour, and you'll get your copy of Day One is Fun.
All right, Daniel, Rob, thanks for joining me this morning, my friends.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much.
You know, pets are treasured members of our families, and the holidays are pretty much a perfect time to make those little memories together. So joining us is lifestyle expert and pet parents Kathy Bieschke with a few gift ideas that will run the gamut from stocking stuffers under $10 to standout gifts for pretty much every pet family and every budget. Welcome to the show, Kathy. How are you, my friend?
Well, it's great to be here, but I need an intro to your co-host. Who is that?
This is Haldir Cats. He's just he's an old cat. He's been around for a very long time. He's our little studio cat. So he doesn't really have a job here. We try to put him to work on cameras, and it doesn't do anything. So
It doesn't work. He's only here for the free Petco gifts.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, Petco, here he is. He'll be a little spokesperson, even though he can't speak.
Okay, well, I have something for him. Don't worry, because Petco's Merry Holiday collection has so many gifts for dogs, cats, and those smaller breeds too. Over 500 items, and most of them are under $15. You have gifts under 10, like these really cute tennis ball ornaments. You have cake pop inspired treats as well. And there are squeaky toys and plush toys for your pet this holiday season that they're gonna love. There's also some unique gifts. Let me show you this. Okay, what do you think about this oversized pickle toy?
It's a gigantic pickle. There you go.
I mean, it's a must. It's a must this holiday season. I need this under the Christmas tree. So we definitely have those unique gifts, and we also have gifts for the home. So think about throw pillows. We have blankets. We have cozy beds and personalized snow globes that make a great gift.
All right. And some pets kind of like to, just like their parents, want to be stylish. You want to like wear glasses or something like that? What are kind of the trending items to be stylish?
Our pets want to trend too. And Lifestyle and Style brand Ready has these functional and stylish offerings. I'm not going to lie. My Havanese and I, Roxy, we have matching puffer coats from the collection. They also have sweaters. They have hoodies, beanies, collars, leashes. There's other designer brands too, like Kate Spade and Lamb Wolf Collective that has great offerings and stylish pieces. I mean, check out the polka dot collar and leash right there. I mean, that is very on point.
Very nice. I can see Haldir Cats in a little Kate Spade suit. That's where you go, like a little
You
tuxedo
see?
cat. All right. How can pet parents get their pets ready for the holidays and kind of like make those memories together?
Absolutely, because it's all about making memories during the holidays. And one of my favorite things to do is on December 2nd, so mark your calendar, make sure you take your pet to your local Petco for those photos with Santa. We definitely need a photo with the big guy. Also, really important that we load up and we have all our essentials for traveling, right? It's a really busy time. So we want to have those carriers. We want to have the car seats as well for our pets. And we want to make sure that they are ready with their grooming appointments. I mean, I love to look good. Our pets love to look good too, right? And they have a great holiday package going on right now with gingerbread inspired bandanas, sugar cookie spritz, and so much more because, you know, we want to make sure they have their best paw forward during this holiday season as well. And brush up on those training skills because those well-behaved dogs will get some extra cake pop treats.
Okay, I know we talked about like little toys and clothing for pets, but what about like keeping them healthy and kind of safe for the year round? Because that's super important.
It's very important. And I know that we're all going to be busy gathering with friends and family, so we want to be mindful. I mean, those holiday typical foods that we love, right? Chocolate, turkey skin, onions, bones. Those are foods that we definitely want to keep away from our pets because they are harmful. And, you know, we're going to be going to festive gatherings, and even in our own home, we love the poinsettias, the holly, the mistletoe, but these plants can be really harmful as well to our pets. We want to make sure we keep them at arm's reach. Also, we want to make sure our pets are up to date with their vaccines, their routine care, preventative care as well, because we want to have them at their optimal health. And this is why I love, Dan, to have that Vital Care membership program, because I feel like it's the gift that keeps on giving with year-round savings for our dogs, cats, and for those smaller breeds so we can keep them healthy too.
Yeah, Kathy Bieschke, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information and maybe even follow you on social media?
Oh, you can follow me at Kathy Bieschke TV. And more importantly, you can do some shopping, not just in stores, but online at petco.com/holiday. But I do recommend in store because you're able to donate to a pet in need through Petco Love. And when you donate, you get a gift as well.
Kathy Buccio, thanks for joining me. Are you a pet in need? Do you need donations?
Thanks for having me.
So what do fun football watch parties and holiday celebrations have in common? Come on, it's good food, and everyone deserves to kind of enjoy it. But the truth is, only some get that chance. Wait, that only some? All right, it's lifestyle influencer Kennedy Chug and Jolie Abreu, regional leader from the global nonprofit Lasagna Love, are joining us to share a few easy game day recipes and tell us more about how we can all help feed neighbors within our local community and spread some kindness this season. Welcome to the show, you two. How are ya?
Good. Thanks for having us.
All right. I see this. I'm a little confused. So what exactly is Lasagna Love?
Well, it's about lasagna. Lasagna Love is a nonprofit that was started by a mom in California who saw a need over COVID to help other neighbors and families that just needed a warm home-cooked meal, no questions asked. She put a post out on social media, and the next thing you knew, she had lots of people say, I'd love a warm cooked meal. And lots more people said, I'd love to help, and I love to cook, and how can I help you feed more people? And here we are, just over 3 years later, 48,000 volunteers delivering more than 400,000 meals to 1.6 million people.
All right, I'm in. I'm all about Lasagna Love. That sounds great. You could call me an orange cat now.
Okay.
Kennedy, there's a long-standing partnership involved here. Can you tell us about that and why you're sharing game day recipes?
Yeah, of course. So Lasagna Love and Ragu have partnered together to help volunteers get meals to people in need. And Dan, this partnership is really great because as great as lasagna is, there's so many delicious creations that you can make with these Ragu kettle cooked sauces. We have a couple recipes today that are really fun, perfect for game day this time of year as well.
All right, so let's get to the recipes. Do you have anything to share today?
Oh, of course. We've got these chicken parm lasagna bites, and these are great for game day recipes or any grab and go event. They're crunchy, cheesy, saucy, love, love, love. Next, we have this hot honey pizza dip. This is great for family events or any kind of intimate get-together that you want to dig in there and enjoy a nice tasty bite. And lastly, we have these Italian sloppy joe sliders. I'm a big believer that dinner should be easy. So these are great for busy weeknights or game days as well because they're so mini and meaty.
All right, let's get back to Lasagna Love. How does someone become a volunteer in here, New Mexico? Or
Sure, yeah. Well, we're all over and we're definitely in Albuquerque. You can go right on lasagnalove.org/volunteer and sign up right there to volunteer in your community.
Excellent. So where can our viewers go for more delicious looking recipes and maybe more information about all the above?
Yeah, ragu.com is a great place to go. You can find tons of easy recipes there as well as more information about the sauces.
Kennedy Chug, Jolie Abreu, thank you for joining me this morning and sharing some love about lasagna.
Thanks you so much.
As the holiday shopping season starts to take off, we're exploring the connection between consumer buying habits and corporate commitment to sustainability. New consumer survey finds that Americans are more likely to throw their support and their money behind companies engaging in climate action, including urban tree plantings and large-scale reforestation projects. So joining us today to share the survey results is Dan Lamb. We got the CEO of the nonprofit Arbor Day Foundation. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Well, it is great to be with you.
All right, can you tell us about the Arbor Day Foundation?
Of course, the Arbor Day Foundation is the largest nonprofit organization in the world dedicated to planting trees. And in just over a half a century of being around, we've already planted about 500 million trees in more than 50 countries around the globe.
Yeah, that's awesome. So how does this new survey reveal about consumers' priorities, and why was the Arbor Day Foundation interested in learning about consumers' buying behaviors then?
Well, we know that corporations have an instrumental role in helping to address the current climate crisis in how they manage their businesses, but also how they leverage their influence and their resources. And we wanted to know if consumers were paying attention to those corporate sustainability efforts. And through this survey, what we learned is that indeed, consumers are paying attention, and it's actually guiding their buying decisions.
All right, do you have any other important results that you found from the survey?
Sure, there was clearly a connection between consumer loyalty and corporate sustainability programs. 80% of the respondents acknowledged that they believe there is a responsibility for corporations to take action now as a part of our current climate crisis. And more than 70% of the respondents talked about how they're more loyal to a company if they have strong sustainability efforts. And we even saw that more than half of the respondents said they're willing to pay more for products if the company has sustainability efforts underway.
So why do you feel this link between consumer loyalty and environmental responsibility is significant?
What it reminded us of is that consumers have power. Consumers really can influence businesses and inspire them, encourage them to step up and do more through sustainability to protect our planet and the people who live here.
So how are companies incorporating trees and forests into some of their sustainability plans?
Well, the Arbor Day Foundation works with hundreds of corporate partners who are striving to meet their corporate sustainability goals by planting trees. Trees in our cities and towns, trees in traditional forest lands as we are cleaning the air, cleaning water, advancing biodiversity, and creating healthier, more resilient communities and forests all around the world.
Well, there you go. Every time you plant a tree, it's always a treat. No, it didn't.
Hey.
Yeah, terrible. I'm sorry.
That's
I was
always
trying
good.
something there.
Tree puns always work. Always. It's great.
All right,
yeah.
Where can we learn more about the Arbor Day Foundation, my friend?
Well, anyone who wants to learn more about the Arbor Day Foundation and how they can plant trees in their community to make a difference can visit our website at arborday.org or arborday.org.
Well, there you go. If you don't plant trees, could that be considered treason? I'm just going with it all day. It's tree puns. That's all I got. Dan Lamb, thanks for joining me, my friend.
Thank you. It's great to be with you.
As November ushers in Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month, we delve into a journey that touches many. And that's the journey into memory care. It's a path filled with challenges, decisions, and the need for compassionate support. Today, we're shedding light on the crucial aspects of finding the right care for loved ones and accessing invaluable resources for families and caregivers. So we have Kim Elliott, Senior Vice President and Chief Nursing Officer at Brookdale Senior Living, with over 2 decades of expertise in senior living and a deep commitment to individualized care. Welcome to the show, Kim. How are you?
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, doing well.
Okay, how do you know when to move yourself or a loved one into memory, like a memory care community?
Sure, it's a very good question, and it's a difficult decision. It's very personal. It's going to depend on the individual and the family and kind of the family dynamics and the home environment. But many times what we see is the symptoms start to pile up. It may start with, some memory loss and confusion, but then you're going to notice things like when they're out driving, it may be a drive they made 100 times on their way to church and they don't remember the directions or they take a wrong turn. You're going to notice just more cueing that's needed. And then just prompting them to complete tasks, such as something simple like making coffee in the morning. They forgot to put the filter in, or just can't get through a basic task of something that they've done their entire life. So as these symptoms start building, a lot of times there's more agitation, more isolation, depression. You're going to experience maybe some falls. And the family typically says, okay, we're concerned. We don't feel comfortable leaving their loved one alone. And that's when it's really time to reach out to some experts.
So what should family members be looking for when choosing a memory care community for a loved one with Alzheimer's or other dementias?
Sure, you're going to want a safe environment. That's probably one of the most important things, because if you're taking them out of their home because of safety reasons, you're going to want to make sure where they're going is safe. So it's important to have room to roam, walk around in a very home-like environment, and maybe a secure courtyard so they can go outside and really have the freedom. But the other thing that you're going to look at is, looking at the team that's there on site and if they have experience. At Brookdale, We have over 30 years of experience. We built our first memory care community back in 1991 when it was one of the first memory care units across the country. So when the teams have experience with it, rather than being new to it, they've really been able to use, research-based practice and really be able to look at the differences between the early, mid, and late stage. So when you get that type of experience, you're gonna get that confident feeling where you trust the caregivers. And that's what you're gonna see when you walk in. And if you get that feeling that, you come to the right place.
So how does Brookdale Senior Living support residents, families, and their loved ones impacted by dementia or even Alzheimer's?
It's very important to think about that family because caregiver stress is real. And it's to the point where many times they lose sense of personal well-being because of the stress. So at Brookdale, we really look at it as the individual and their family together because, the family's going to need education and resources and support. You're going to want to have someone or be at a community where they support the move-in process. And so that's something that we want to make it very, very as easy as possible. It's not an easy thing to do. We want it to be very home-like. If they have a favorite chair at home, bring it in so they can sit in their favorite chair and watch their favorite TV show. So just trying to ease the moment of stress and make it as seamless as possible.
Yeah, Melia, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can our viewers go for more information?
Sure, they can go to brookdale.com/memory. There you're going to find education resources linked to places to learn more about Alzheimer's, but then also with the 670 communities that we have, the locations that we specialize in memory care and how we can help.
Thank you for joining me, Kim.
Thank you.
And that is it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in this week. If you want to be part of the show, all you got to do is email me, newmexicorising.com. Follow us on social media, that's Facebook and Instagram, or go to our brand new website, newmexicorising.com. Until next week, that was New Mexico Rising. And that's it for New Mexico Rising. Here's your small business spotlight for Elysium Therapeutics.
Hey Dan, I'm here at Elysium Therapeutics right now. We're getting ready to do a Thai massage pretty soon. This is Ludo, my therapy dog. So I started this business in 2018. I am a licensed massage therapist. I graduated from UTMI. And my specialties are Thai table massage and Ashiatsu.
Has 45 beers on taps, weekly specials, live entertainment, and we are kid and pet friendly. Located in Riverside Plaza off Corzo Montano.